Hello dear students, welcome to you all once again in the mathematics class. Dear students, in the bygone day we were practicing regarding the elements of two sets, having only two sets, but already I have kept in here a set of information which will deal with the subsets, three subsets. Okay, let's go to thoroughly to the universal set. In case of universal set, dear students, I have kept the natural number from 1 to 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, doing so up to 12. And then after in set A, there are elements as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and 11. These are the odd numbers containing in the universal set, this universal set. And then after in set B, I have kept 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 11. Okay. And in set C, I have kept 1, 2, 3, 4. So by doing together these three subsets of this universal set, let's keep in Venn diagram and let's try to find out the information from the Venn diagram. Okay, first of all, I have already told dear students, while keeping in Venn diagram, the common elements of the whole three subsets of this universal set should be kept. So we need to finalize at first the common elements of the all three sets, so which are common, and just take one element and then after keep there and tick in here so that there won't be any kind of confusion, because that element which you have already kept in there, you don't need to keep again. So let's see, 1 1 1, so 1 is common, let's take in here, or you can round it. Okay, 1 1 1, so this is the common element of all the sets. And dear students, remember this is the common area of all three sets, isn't it? Is circle A, circle B and circle C are intersecting at this area. This area belongs to the common place of all the three sets. So let's keep these common elements of the all three sets in that place. 1 is common, and similarly let's see other elements whether they are common or not. Look at here, here is 3, here is also 3, here is also 3. That means this 3 is also common for all the three subsets. So take that one and let's keep in the common area of all the circles, 1 3. Now dear friends, let's see, is there other common elements of the both of all the three sets? No. If you see, here is 4, that means there are no 4s in the A set as well as B set, so no need to keep more than that, just only 1 and 3 will be in the place of common area of the all three sets. Now let's go to the common elements of only two sets. Common elements in between A and B, and then after common elements, first of all let's see the common elements of A and B, and then after let's see B and C again, and again we see the common elements containing in A and C. In that way we need to finalize. Once again I want to repeat, dear students, after keeping the common elements of all three sets as 1 and 3 as per this question, now is the turn of keeping the common elements of only two sets. First of all, if you see A, B, C three sets, let's keep the elements of A and B which are common, and again B and C, and again thirdly A and C, those elements which are common for these two sets. If you see in A and B set which are common and which are not ticked till now, okay, 1 and 3 we have already ticked, now we cannot repeat them. Except this 1 and 3, which elements are common in between A and B set of information? Let's round it. 5, here is also 5. So 5 should be kept in the common area, only common area of A and B. Only common area of A and B means this is the only common area of A and B. Similarly, this is the common area of A and C only. Similarly, this is the common area of only B and C. So AS5 is common in between A and B. So we'll keep by looking at the circle of A and B in that common area. So here comes 5. Now let's see other. Here is 7, here is also 7. That means 7 also goes in that place. Let's keep here 7. Now there is, dear reference, no 9 in here, so 9 will remain in the same place. But in case of 11, if you see, then 11 is common in the both A and B circles. So 11 also come in this place. Dear friends, while preparing the elements Venn diagram of elements of 3 set, make the circle a little bit bigger so that it will be clear while writing the elements inside it. And while preparing the Venn diagram, while preparing the circle, do not forget, in order to prepare the circle, do not forget to use the compass and pencil. And then after, while preparing the Venn diagram or the rectangle, do not forget to use the scale so that the figure becomes neat and clean. Now 11 also we have kept, so it should be ticked in here. Later on we don't need to keep that element again. Now the common elements in between A and B we have already kept is the turn of B and C, which are the only elements which are common in between the set B and C, dear friends. Except those common elements of all the sets, that means 1 was common at the time, 3 was already kept in there, now 2. Did you see? Here is 2, here is also 2. So let's keep that 2 in the common area of only B and C. Which place is belonging to only B and C? This one. So 2 should be kept in here. We must keep 2 in that place. Now if you see 3 already we have kept, it was common in all 3 sets A, B, C. So no need to worry and no need to keep again. Now if you see other elements, dear friends, in between B set and C set, no more elements now remain to keep there. That means if so, then we can write a little bit clearly in the middle of the common area. Now is the turn of A and C. Let's see the elements being common in between the set A and C only. 1, well, we have already taken. 3 we have already taken and we have already kept in the Venn diagram as well. Now what about 5? No 5 in here. Although here is 5, there is no 5. 7, no. 9, no. 11, no. 4, no. That means that's all. There is no only elements in between A and C set only. But we can make one element common, dear friends. Let's make. Why don't we make 9? Let's keep 9 in here. If you keep 9 in here, what happens? 1 will be common, so that we can keep in that place and doesn't look blank. A and C only means this place. So we have kept one element which is common in between A and C set, 9 only. Now we have completed keeping the elements of A and B only, A and C only, and B and C only. Now, dear friends, we need to see the remaining elements of individual set. Okay, individually, if you see in set A, which have been already taken and which one is remain. 9 is already carried, isn't it? 9 is already carried. That means 9 is already included in set A, so we cannot keep. If there is any element in set A remaining, except those which you have already kept, should be plotted in the place of A only. If you see 1 is inside the circle A, similarly 3, 5, 7, 9 and 11. Is there any extra elements remaining in here to keep? No. If remains at the time, we need to keep that elements in here. Then let's increase little bit so that we can make that space also filled. 12. Then 12 is belonging to only set A. look at your dear friends, there is no 12 in B also, there is no 12 in C also. That means it is belonging to just only A set, so 12 comes in the place of A set. Similarly, let's see in case of B set, which is remaining and which is not common to the other sets. If you see 1, 2, 3, as we have already take these elements, no need to think about this, just only the element which is remaining to tick, that belongs to B only, it means the 6. So let's in the case of B only the element which is 6. Now we have we can tick now this one also, so that there won't be any confusion while keep plotting the information in Venn diagram. Okay. Now if you see in set C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 1, 2, 3 and 9 we have already ticked. That means no need to keep them again. So the remaining one is 4. So 4 should be taken in there and kept in the place of only C. Now dear students, the preparation of Venn diagram is not over. We need to see the universal set as well, and the elements which are still remain to keep in universal set should be kept outside of the all 3 circles, but inside of the rectangle where there is more space. Then if you see dear students, 1 already we have kept, 2 there is, 3 there is, 4, 5, yes, 6, 7, what about 8? Did you see 8 in the circle? In all the circles? No. That means 8 is the element which is complement to this set. Now 9 we have already kept. We cannot repeat dear friend. And number 10. Is there 10 inside the circle? No. That means 10 also will be as a complement. The one extra element being complement. Now if you see 11, dear friends, 11 is already present in there. And 12, if you see 12 already. So that much only in case of elements of 3 set while representing the Venn diagram. This is the way of representing the elements of 3 sets in a Venn diagram. Once again dear students, I want to repeat it. In case of universal set, the maximum number of elements will be there. That's why I have kept 1 to 12 the natural number. Secondly, in case of subset of universal set, 1 I have prepared as A set, A subset, and in that set I have included 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 and 12. In case of B set I have kept 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 11. And in case of C set I have kept 1, 2, 3, 4 and 9. This is 9 dear friend. I want to write a little bit clearly. This one, okay, 9. Now first of all, the first priority is to be given to the common elements in between among the 3 sets. Okay, then if you see A, B, C 3 set, 1 is common, 3 is common, and that's all. Dear friends, other elements are not being common in between among the 3 sets. That's why 1 and 3 should be kept in the common area of the whole 3 circle. That means if you make another circle in here, this area belongs to common area of all 3 circle. So the common element in between among the 3 sets should be kept in the core center of the 3 circle. And then after that, what we have to say is, after plotting the information of the common area, we need to see the common area of A and B, again B and C, and again A and C, because there will be 3 common area in between the 2 sets. So if you see A and B, as we have kept already 1 and 3, the other common element means 5 is common, 7 is common, and 11 is common. That's why 5, 7 and 11 will come in the place, should be plotted in between the area of A intersection B only. That means A and B, where A and B circles are intersecting only, which is not the area of C, in that area we need to plot those common elements of only A and B set. Similarly, we need to plot the information of B and C sets which are common in that area, B and C only in that area where B and C only those two circles are intersecting. That means this area, B circle is in here and C circle is in here. So the only elements of B and C being common is the 2. That's why we have kept 2 in the place of B and C intersecting. Now if you see again, there is another relation in between A and C. The elements which is only being common in between the set A and set C is, which one will be? Set A and set C will be, here is 9, and then after here is 9, dear student. So 9 is common in between the two set only, because 9 is not present in the B set. So 9 will be remain in that place where A and C circles are intersecting without belonging the area of circle C. So 9 we kept in the place of A and C. Now after plotting the information of intersection of AB, BC and AC, now is the turn of looking at the remaining elements of the individual set. That means we need to clear now the remaining elements of set A, we need to clear the remaining elements of set B and similarly of C. Now if you see in set A, the only element which we have already ticked these all elements, the only element remain to keep is 12. So 12 will come in the place of only A, set A. Now similarly, if you see the B set, all the information except 6 are included and they are already kept in the Venn diagram. So 6 will come in the place of B only. So 6 we have kept in the place of B only. Similarly, dear students, now in case of C set, if you see 1, 2, 3 and 9 are already ticked, remain the 4. So we took that one and we plotted in the place of only C. After completing the information plotting of A set, B set and C set separately, now at last we need to see whether the elements of universal set are adjusted in the Venn diagram or not. If not adjusted, then we need to adjust those remaining elements, dear students. We should not forget that. Only at the time the completely Venn diagram becomes correct when we are able to keep all the elements of universal set. So if you see in the universal set, dear students, all the elements are kept but except 8 and 10, because 8 and 10, these two elements are not found even found in A set as well as B set as well as C set. So these are the elements which are not the elements of ABC, so they belong to complement area. So we kept 8 and 10 outside. I have already told dear students, these complement elements you can keep wherever you like, but they should be outside of the all circles presented in the rectangle, outside of those all circles. So 8 and 10 I have kept in the a little bit more blank space having area, so that the Venn diagram becomes neat and clean and there won't be any kind of confusion while keeping the elements inside the Venn diagram. So dear students, so this is the way of plotting the information in Venn diagram of elements of 3 set. Once again, let's take another example, dear students. Universal set has the elements A, B, C, D, E, F, G up to H. Okay, and let's take another set as subset of universal set P as having elements B, C, D and E, just only that much. Q set, let's take B, C, F, G, that much only. Now R set, let's check, dear students, B, C, F and let's increase little bit BC, EF, okay? Here, let's keep EF, that much only. Let's start preparing the Venn diagram. Can you, dear students? You can try yourself. First of all, we need to make a rectangle. Then after, we need to make 3 circles, and the circle size should be a little bit bigger so that the intersected area in between and among the 3 sets becomes a little bit more, so that we can adjust the elements containing in set A, set P, set Q, and set R. Let's prepare, dear students. Set P, set Q, set R. Now, first of all, what we have to do? We need to see the elements, common elements among the 3 sets, and we should plot at the common area of all the 3 sets. So, which are common, dear students? Tick them, dear students. You can round off or you can tick those elements. B, if you see, B is in here, B is in here, here also. That means B will come in the common area of all 3 circles. Now, if you see the C, here is also, here is also, here is also. It means this one also should be plotted in the place of the common area, concentric area of all the 3 circles. Now, dear students, let's see the common elements of individually P and Q, and Q and R similarly, and so on conjugatively, P and R, Q and R, P and Q. So, in between P and Q, except those round off other remaining elements, are there common in between P and Q? No, there is no even one element which is being common in between the P and Q set only, so no need to represent. If there is no information, then no need to represent. But if there is the common elements in between the 2 sets, at the time we need to plot in this place, dear students. And then after, let's see, we have watch out in case of P and Q set. Now is the turn of Q and R. Let's see the set Q and R, which are common elements in between these 2 sets. BC we have already carried, isn't it? We have already plotted in the Venn diagram, so no need to worry about them. Now, if you see F, okay, it's being common in between Q and R. So, we need to care F should be kept in between Q and R. Q circle is belonging in here and R circle is belonging in here. The common area, the only common area of Q and R is this one. So, F should be kept in here. Dear friend, now we can tick F also. We can round off because later on we don't need this one. We don't need this element. We don't need to watch out this one, so that there won't be any kind of confusion. In case of elements of 3 set, little bit there is difficulties. That's why we need to concentrate while preparing the Venn diagram. Now again we need to see the intersection or the common elements in between the P and R set. If you see B, C, D, E are the elements of P set, and after B, C, E, F are the elements of R set, then which one is being common, dear friends, in between them? The only common elements being in between P and R is E. So we can round off to this one also. And let's keep this one in the place of P and R only. Here will be E. This is the area of P and this is the area of R, and this area belongs to P and R only. Now we have completed, dear friends, the comparison and common elements finding in between the 2 sets PQ, PR, QR. Now individually we need to see whether other elements are still remain to keep in the Venn diagram of P set as well as Q set as well as R set. Then if you see in P set, B, C and E we have already kept, that's why we have round off. The remaining one is D. So P set has P only. In the place of P only, we need to plot D. So D should be kept in the place of P only. Later on, you will be asked, dear students, to find out the answer as a tag question at the time. If you know in this way, then you can find out each and every answer. Now, if you see in Q set, B, C, F are already ticked. That means we have already kept in the Venn diagram. No need to worry about them. Now the remaining one is G. So the G is belonging to Q set only. So which is the Q set only place? This one. So G should be plotted in the place of Q only. Now if you see in case of R set individually, all the elements are round off. What do you mean by this? All the elements are plotted in the Venn diagram. So we don't need to keep anything in the circle R only. That means this area remains blank, because there is no extra element which is present in only R set. If there is, then we need to take, and then after we need to keep that element in that R set only. Now, dear friends, the last one, what we have to do after watching the information of common information of all three sets, after watching the common elements of P and Q, Q and R, and P and R, after watching the elements of individually P sets, Q set, and R set, we did this much till now. Now the remaining one is the elements containing a universal set, whether we have adjusted or not. If not, if any elements is still to be kept, is still to be plotted in the Venn diagram at the time, we must plot, dear students, in order to make the whole Venn diagram 100% correct. So A, is there A? If you see A in the circle, inside the circle, is there A? No. That means A element is not belonging to P as well as Q as well as R. So this element is belonging to complement part. That means this element should be kept outside of the whole three circle, but it should be inside of the rectangle. So A, wherever there is blank space outside of the circle but inside of the rectangle, having more space, so that while plotting this information, if you clear these all things, the Venn diagram looks like neat and clean. So A, I'm going to keep in here because there is more blank space. If there was this side, then we can keep in the any corner of the rectangle. So A I have kept. Now what about B? B is already plotted, so no need to worry. C, we have already kept C. D, what about D? Oh, here is P only. The D is the element which is only of P, so we have already kept. Now E, we have already kept. Now what about F? We have already kept. What about G? We have already kept. Now what about H? Did you see H presenting in P, Q, and R? No. That means this element is also belonging to complement part. So H you can keep in this way. So this is the way of representing the elements of three sets. Try, dear students, you have book at home, you can consult, you can solve the problems regarding the three sets, because the student who can prepare, who can solve the questions regarding three sets, they get easiness, they feel easy to do the questions regarding elements of two sets. These are the ways of representing. Dear students, if you are confused in anywhere, by this evening you will have the video through YouTube channel of JanataTelevision. You can subscribe the JanataTelevision YouTube channel, so that you can download the video, as well as you can watch again and again to see this all information, to be clear in case of these elements of three set. Thank you so much, dear students. Thank you very much for attending the class.